Hey everybody, it's Peter, and this is the 2023 Vespa Picnic. This is not an accessory package on the Vespa Primavera scooter. This is the model. It comes with this picnic basket, which we're going to go into in detail. And if you want to know more about Vespa or Piaggio scooters, subscribe to this channel because I'm hoping we can create a bit of a community here. I'm going to answer as many questions as I can about this particular model in this video. But if you still have questions about this or other scooters, you can ask me in the comments below, and I have access to the entire line of Vespa and Piaggio scooters, and I will answer your question, bring these back on video, and make future videos based on your questions, because there's no way you're the only one that has those questions. So how do I do that? I want to thank Jim Gilbert's Power Sports here at Jim Gilbert's Wheels and Deals in Fredericton, New Brunswick, because they allow me access to their full line of vehicles, and that's what we do here. So subscribe to the channel if you want to know more and ask me questions. Let's start the conversation. All right, let's start with what this is. This is, like I said, the Vespa Primavera 50cc scooter. And if you know anything about Vespa scooters, you know that style is a big piece of it, but it's not just style. Like, to me, there's style and there's iconic vehicles, something like Jeep Wrangler, Volkswagen Beetle. You can say that to just about anybody and they know what it looks like. Same thing with Vespa scooter. It's all about style, but it's also about quality here. A lot of scooters are cheap and plasticky. This thing screams quality the entire way through. It's an amazing vehicle. And what I love about it is it's accessible to everybody. Not only is it easy to drive, and we'll talk about safety and other kinds of things about how it's, easy to use, but here in New Brunswick, you don't even need a motorcycle license to drive this vehicle. You can just have a simple car license, or better yet, if you're 14, you can get a scooter license, and before you're even 16, you could be driving this around, having some freedom, taking it out, having some picnics with your friends, even taking a passenger. It's pretty cool that you can do all that on this scooter. So in this video, full review, we're gonna go over everything about what makes it practical, what makes it fun, and what makes it pretty cool. And again, we'll do more videos to answer your questions. Let's get going with this one. So let's start with practicality. The Primavera does not normally come with this rack on the front. It's actually a fold down rack, which I can't fold down because this, again, this picnic package, this is your picnic blanket that mounts really cool right on the front here. So if you want to keep it on for style, if you want to keep it on for practicality, you can, but you can also take it off. This is a fold down rack and you can put extra gear here in the front. Now let's go to the back. Same idea here. It's a fold-up rack that comes with this package. This wicker basket is a full picnic basket. We're going to show you in there, and there's storage in here. So let's talk about the storage on this vehicle. So what you're looking at now is just above your floorboards here. This is where your knees sit here, and here's just a practical use for this vehicle. You're gonna come in, you're gonna put your key in the ignition, you're gonna turn it to the on position, you're gonna press this in, and you're gonna drop your cell phone, your wallet, your daily stuff, some snacks, some gear, right in both sides here. These are pretty deep pockets. They've got the little pocket here to keep things from falling out when you open this up, but that's where you're gonna put your everyday, daily stuff, just the basics that you need. And then you can move on to better storage. Let me show you more. One of the most popular storage places in Vespas is right here underneath the seat. You're gonna put the key in here, you're gonna turn the key like that, and you're gonna lift it up, and you've got space for a full face helmet. And that's really good because when we talk about safety, you wanna be able to take a full face helmet if that's what you choose to wear, and you can fit that there. But of course, while you're riding, all the rest of your gear can go in here, and we haven't even talked about the extra storage you can get on the back rack with the picnic basket. But right in there, there's all kinds of storage. It does say to not stick your pet in there, and frankly, I hope they don't need that sticker for you, but it's one of my favorite stickers. Don't stick your pet in there. They're not gonna do well in there. But the rest of your stuff, your lunch, your gear, your stuff for school or anything else, work, you can easily fit in there, no problem. There's also the fuel filler right there. Again, 7.5 liters of fuel will fill this from empty to full. In theory, it's gonna go about 300 kilometers. I think you're gonna get just a hair less than that, but you're still basically gonna drive this around and not even think about fuel costs at all. Now let's talk about the picnic basket. Like everything Vespa does, the picnic basket is all quality. It's a really tight weave wicker, and a lot of wicker things kind of have a sort of squeaky, kind of rattly kind of thing because everything kind of flexes. This doesn't have a whole lot of flex, in fact, almost no flex at all. So it's a really quality piece with these nice thick leather straps, which we're gonna open up right now. Before I open it up fully though, I want to point out this badge here in the center. That badge there, Vespa Picnic, is also on that little glove compartment where I said you can store your cell phone and your wallet and that kind of thing. So it's a specialized badge that matches the luggage with the vehicle itself, and when you open it up, check that out. You can strap your plates in here, all of your cutlery. It's just super, super cool. And this is not really on a hinge. It's just strapped in here, so it's just easily holds open. You can leave it there. And then inside that, you've got the Vespa Picnic, you know, basically cooler. So this is a semi-insulated bag here. You've got a rain cover here, which will keep everything protected. And in the bottom here, I'll show you, I'll move the camera around and show you, you've got a really cool wood piece. So you can see sort of the wood look piece. Everything about this is all quality. And again, when you take all of this stuff out, you can use this for regular storage. It'll fit a laptop, it'll fit all kinds of other stuff in addition to your under seat storage. So now let's talk about owning, driving, living with this Vespa Primavera scooter, because this picnic package is part of the model, but really what you have is a Vespa Primavera 50cc scooter. So everything that involves the drivetrain is all down buried underneath here, and it's just simple. It's low maintenance, it's easy to use. You've got this big swing arm suspension as well as your transmission here. It's all built in. It's an automatic transmission, so you just twist the throttle and go. There's no real learning, no shifting gears, and a scooter is essentially a motorcycle for the city. It makes city driving a whole lot of fun. And when you think about like an e-bike, this is just really a step up from the e-bike. It's gonna have more power, more acceleration, certainly more visibility. And because it looks cool, it's gonna draw your attention, and drawing your attention is a good thing when you're on a motorcycle. When I'm sitting on it, I'm about 6 feet tall. These little stripes on the bottom here are rubber coated, so they are very grippy. It's a very easy, comfortable spot. I'm 6 feet tall, so I've got tons of room. If you're shorter, you sit a little closer. If you're taller, you sit a little bit back. You can even fit a passenger back here. It's got the strap, it's got space, it's got a little handhold here, or of course they can hold on to you. Over here, you've got the typical Vespa mirrors, which are pretty cool. They're stylish, but it says object and mirror are closer than they appear in both, which means they are the convex style mirrors, and they give you a little bit more of a wide angle, and they're spread wide. A lot of scooters, they kind of keep them in tight. These are spread wide. They see past you because you want to see what's coming up behind you, what's around you when you're driving. Overall, the feeling of visibility is amazing. You can just see everything. You can, you know, access, you have it's a fully involved experience. The nice thing about scooters is in many cities, you can park them just about anywhere. You can park them like bicycles up on the sidewalk. They have free parking in many cities. So this is how it works. Brake on the left side, brake on the right side. Just like a bicycle, you've got front and rear brakes. You've got signal switches here. Let's show you some of the controls up close, and we'll show you how they work. So sitting on the scooter, left hand over here, you've got your high beams and regular headlights. So your regular headlights are always on a scooter. If you want to turn your high beam on, it is a bright LED light, so it's probably better than most cars that people are driving around today. But you've got regular lights there, high beam like that. Signal lights are pretty simple as well. Signal left, turn it on like that, press it to turn it off. Signal right, press it to turn it off. Same as motorcycle controls, and you've got a pretty loud horn. I'm wearing the microphone, so you won't hear it as loud as it could be because the microphone's on me, not the scooter, but that is a nice loud horn. Some scooters have wimpy horns, some economy cars have wimpy horns, but this is a good loud horn. Now let's show you the right side controls. Right side controls, again, just as simple. Your throttle is right there. It's full off to full on right there. So you never have to like shuffle it in your hands. It's easy to use. This is what's called a kill switch. So you can always use the ignition to turn off the vehicle, but you can also kill the power just by doing that. So it's ready to start here. It's not going to start there. It'll turn itself off like that. If you ever had to turn it off, you can do it right from the handlebar, keeping your hands right there. And then you have a simple mode switch here. This is basically your trip A, trip B, and regular odometer. We'll show you that in just 1 second. And this is what you press to start it. So same, hold it down to start it just like you would turning the key in the car or pressing a start button in a car. As far as gauges go, you just don't need a whole lot. You've got a simple speedometer right there, which tells you exactly how fast you're going. And remember I said the mode button on the side there? Right now we've got total kilometers is 0 on this model. You can go, trip A is 0.8, trip B is 0.9, and that's it. So that's all the gauges you have. You do have a fuel gauge, which is nice and easy to read, gives you a sense of how much fuel you have, so you're never gonna be stranded. Now let's talk general safety, because some of these scooter looking things are nowhere near the safety level of this Vespa. So You've got little lights down here. These are 3 little LED lights. They shine forward. They're very difficult to film, especially from that angle, but they're very visible on the road. So you've got always lights pointing in front of you, signal lights up here by the handlebars, and you've got an LED light, which you probably won't see flash in the camera very well. The upper half is your low beam, the lower half is your high beam. What's nice about it being mounted here is if you're ever at a stoplight and you want to make sure people see you, you can just wiggle this around a little bit and it gives you a little bit extra visibility. We mentioned those widespread mirrors there as well. Overall, good safety. Now down here, you have a suspension that does a lot of things. Obviously, it absorbs bumps. It fits that drilled rotor brake in there, so you've got a disc brake just like a car. And then this is a bit of an anti-dive suspension, so it's a kind of trailing link type of suspension. When it, when you brake and stuff, it's not always going to fully collapse like it would on, say, a mountain bike with too soft suspension or something like that. So it just gives you a little bit more control with 12-inch motorcycle-style wheels. So you've got good grip, good tread, deep tread in here. And then you've got a little bit larger tires than some scooters, so you can handle very well, and you have good control with the way the suspension works. This isn't just about style, it's also about function. Out in the rear, always remember that lights don't always film very well. You can see this very clearly from multiple angles when I'm standing around the vehicle. You've got the signal light down low, and of course when I tap the brakes, it's a bright LED light, so it comes on instantly, and it doesn't always show on camera, but when it comes on instantly, that really grabs people's attention and helps you remain more visible. So is the Vespa Picnic right for you? Well, that may be for you to come and check out yourself here at Jim Gilbert's Wheels and Deals. I can tell you that my very first vehicle was a scooter, and scooters are great because they don't have dangerous power. You can drive this thing through town, it's peppy through town, but it's very much an in-town vehicle. It's as easy to drive as a bicycle, but of course much quicker through town. It's great to park, great to get through traffic. It's super, super efficient on fuel. You literally don't even think about your fuel costs when you drive it, and it makes just getting around so much more fun. You'll find places to go, and that's why I think the picnic model makes so much sense. This is kind of like a scooter anyways, or a Vespa in particular, is like a motorcycle for the city. And when I think of motorcycles, I think of country road riding, twisting roads, that kind of thing. But a scooter really gives you all of that enjoyment in the city with the twist and go style, the power that it's got, and you just want to find reasons to go out in it, and the picnic basket is kind of the perfect example of Vespa understanding exactly what they make and exactly who their riders are. You'll find reasons to go out and let's just go out and have a picnic. You can empty this out and get whatever you need to get. Maybe buy some tech from Best Buy or swing it through and get some other things. Again, being able to put your helmet in here, you don't have to wear spandex like a bicycle, you don't have to wear leathers like a motorcycle, you can wear whatever you want and be far more fashionable than me and pull up in something like this, and it's a conversation piece. It's the kind of thing that people want to talk about, people think is cool. It's just the perfect vehicle for a whole lot of people, whether a second vehicle, a young person's vehicle, whatever it is. It's just a fun way to get around. So that is the Vespa Picnic. If you want to know more about Vespa scooters, Piaggio scooters, let me know, because Piaggio scooters start around $28.95 or so, which is not that much more expensive than a good mountain bike. And again, a 14-year-old can start to ride them around town. It saves you from driving them around as much. So there's all kinds of vehicles that we're going to have here. Let me know your questions in the comments, or just tell me if you like it in the comments. And again, we'll answer those questions in the comments, both in the comments and in future videos. Lots more to come here. Thanks everybody for watching.